Hello again and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa.
Hello everyone, thank you again for tuning in for another exciting episode with Fafa. Today's topic is about our famous cocoyam leaves, also known as taro leaves, or may I say locally in Ghana as kontomire, and why we should actually be eating this amazing vegetable almost every day. Now, if this is your first time, you're welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in. Now let's start. What I love about cocoyam leaves is the versatility in its preparation. It can be used in making stews and soup. And yes, it has a low calorie count, low carbs, high protein. It's got less fat and also incredible fiber content. Now, it has this great antioxidant properties in the form of a high level of vitamin C, vitamin A. It's also got potassium, folate, calcium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus. So it's something that we need to include in our daily diet. Now, in as much as this plant is incredible, it cannot be eaten raw because it does contain an irritant called calcium oxalate, and this can cause itchiness and swelling in the mouth and throat. However, when you do cook it, it does remove the substance from the leaves. Absolutely. So that's important. And if you undercook it and you eat it as well, it will still cause that. So at least have it cooked for about 7 minutes. And because one uses it in making stews, yes, by the time you finish making your stew or your soup, it would have got rid of that substance. It is also important to note that some people might react to handling the raw leaves. So it's best to wear your gloves when treating it if you do have that sense of sensitivity. Now, another method of removing the harmful oxalates from the cocoyam leaves is also by soaking the leaves in water for about a minimum of 30 minutes or better still overnight. It is advised that individuals that do suffer from kidney stones should avoid cocoyam leaves altogether due to the presence of the oxalate. But then again, once it's cooked, I know it gets rid of it, but I guess the advice out there is that, and I have to let you guys know about it. Now, before you consume it, it's best to seek medical advice before you do proceed. Now, if you are living in the diaspora, sourcing cocoyam leaves can be challenging, and most especially now during the lockdown. So one substitutes it with spinach. But if we're talking about the flavor profile of cocoyam leaves, it has a mild nutty flavor with slight metallic tones when, of course, it's cooked and nice and soft. So in summary of what I've said, cocoyam leaves obviously are rich in micronutrients such as the vitamin C, vitamin A, folate, and calcium, as well as disease-fighting antioxidants. They're high in fiber, low in calories, so that helps with one's weight loss. And, it does make an excellent choice of food for boosting your heart health and also promoting an overall good well-being. So yes, it is definitely important to include this in your diet. Let's talk about how to prepare and preserve your cocoyam leaves, especially if you live in the diaspora. Because, of course, if you're back home in Ghana, it's fresh and you get some that and you're cooking it straight away. So, yes, you guys are definitely lucky. But yes, traditionally, one would take the stalks off, as you can tell me do here. And, you need to open the leaves and take away those that are going off. Now, thanks to Mom for shipping this over to me. And I really appreciate her a lot, especially during the lockdown. So having this was definitely a treat. And, it was almost like a gold thing that I'd got. So, yes, I had to pay homage to it and give it the respect it requires. So what I'm just doing is thinly slicing my cocoyam leaves, but equally you can just cook it whole and then you can grind it using the traditional clay bowl with internal ridges and wooden pestle, which we call asanka and apotoyuwa, and yes, and you're good to go. But here I'm just chopping it as you can tell, and I'm going to be washing it and boiling it. Now, if you do like what you see, please hit the like button and leave your comments below. If there are extra information that you do have and you'd like to share, please let me know. I love to learn new things, and I'm sure everybody around here as well does share the same sentiment and would love to hear your opinion. The beauty about the cocoyam plant is the root is also enjoyed. And it's interesting to know that the root also does carry a high level of vitamin A, C, and various other phenolic antioxidants. And these would help boost one's immune system. Whilst researching about cocoyam leaves, I was like, let me just find out more about the root. And I was amazed that it also was high in vitamin B6, which helps curb chronic inflammation. So, if you've got muscle aches and joint pain, this is something you need to consume. Now, usually it can be boiled, baked, steamed, fried. Yes, but of course, the healthier way is to boil it or steam it, definitely. And if I do remember, I had this fresh cocoyam that was boiled in the skin. Of course, it was washed first and then boiled in the skin, and it was served with raw pepper. When we say raw pepper, is a spicy salsa sauce. Absolutely incredible. And I would never forget that traditional flavor. It was basic, but it was just nutty, woody, and spicy. Yeah, like absolutely beautiful, beautiful dish. So of course, this is like a gold treasure for me. So once I did chop it, what I then did was washed it till the water did run clear. So I did that, and I also sprinkled a lot of salt on it. So if there was anything untoward, that would just kill it. It will take you about 3 attempts for the water to run clear. Once that is done, place your saucepan on a high heat, yes, and add your salt. The salt will act as a preservative for you. Because of course, being in the diaspora, when you get this, you want to reserve or preserve it for much longer. So as and when you're homesick, you can dip into your freezer, defrost it, and enjoy it. So here I've added my chopped kontomire, or may I say cocoyam leaves or taro leaves. And then I'm just going to allow this to simmer for about 7 minutes, yes. Because the next time when I'm cooking it will be the last thing that I'd add to my sauce or to my soup, if that's what I'm going to be making. Now, usually when I do steam my kontomire, I always love to add my kaswa pepper, or may I say, you can use the petit bell chilies, which is known as wakbushato, or any green chilies that you have. And it adds this aromatic flavor as well to the kontomire or taro leaves. You will notice that the color is getting darker and darker here. Now, I know that I've only got about 2 minutes left, because at that point it becomes really dark and it's softer to the eye, and also of course when you feel it. So I need to now strain it to get rid of the hot water. You don't need to throw that water away. You can use it in making stock or as a base for your soup. And here I'm just adding some cold water, very ice cold water, and that will stop the cocoyam leaves from cooking further and retain its nutrients, because of course I'm going to be freezing it. So for my next recipe, where I made my kontomire stew, yes, I'll be featuring it. And if you do like what you see, leave your comments below, like the video and share with your family and friends. Now, if you've got spinach and you want to try an amazing Ghanaian recipe, it's called abom. I'll leave a link in the description box below, and also where I made my cocoyam chips and served it with my spinach sauce, which was just beautiful. I'd also leave a link in the description box so you can try your hands on them. Now, naturally, you find most of my recipes either on my blog, fafagilbert.com, or in ndudubyfafa.blogspot.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat as Ndudu by Fafa, so pass by and say hi. You can also support this channel to allow me to bring you more relevant content by purchasing a merchandise. I'll leave a link in the description box and you'll be able to treat yourself to an incredible one that I've designed for you guys in mind. Absolutely. Noel, thank you very much for my theme song. And until my next recipe or video, please take care of you, Be you, be nice, be beautiful. Because I am me, and guess what? I love you for you. Thank you very much for watching.
You say nice to say, oh, turn time and our baby.
Matcha by 12 to an apple.
No, I told you now, so. Is it be a 1 round now?
Never try.